When Bria was born, she was full term, healthy, happy baby. One thing that we did somewhat notice was she'd have these periods of staring off into the distance. I came home and fed Bria a bit, but she wasn't that hungry. She was a bit fussy, but quite tired. So put her to bed. Probably about 5 a.m. I heard her breathing change. So we kind of just flew into the emergency room. I thought she was resting, and they did blood work. They did decide to transport her to the IWK. We got her off the helicopter, and as we were taking her into the PICU, she started to have seizures. We had no idea what she had. I had put a healthy baby to bed, and I woke up, and it was like the worst morning of my life. The doctors did a really good job at letting me know what they were doing, what tests they were running, and really walked me through the process. I can remember just waiting for her to get off life support. She had less life in her than when she was first born, so she couldn't hold her head up, she couldn't move her arms or legs, she was less interactive. She was having sometimes up to 50 seizures a day. And so that landed us in the hospital to stay for quite a while because there was too much risk. They didn't come in and just talk, medical speak to me. They interacted with Bria and asked her how she was doing, and, spent the time to be very kind with her and me. Bria actually entered into her second metabolic crisis at the age of 7 months. This one was worse. They send out an alert when they need doctors to rush to a patient room when there's something very serious happening. And the nurse was holding me and saying, "Don't worry, we have a new superstar in our emergency room and she's coming." She was straddling Bria on the bed. And she asked me, "How far do you want me to go?" And I looked at her, I was like so confused because again, this happened so fast. Bria was like playing an hour before that. And so I was like, I looked at my dad and I looked at, I was like, "You need me out of the room?" And she's like, no, like, "How far do you want me to go with Bria?" And I just said, "All the way." And she did. She was the superstar they said she was. We stood around her and everyone took their turn talking to Bria. And the last person to go was me, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't say goodbye. And so I begged her to stay. And she did. And so when Bria was just over 3 years old, I received a phone call from Dr. Skidmore at the IWK saying that they had found that Bria has an ultra-rare genetic disease called Tango 2. So with that diagnosis, I think there were 12 patients in the study worldwide. 3 of them had passed already, and it was a neurodegenerative, life-limiting disease. Dr. Skidmore was so good. He said, we're still going to follow her. We're going to, figure out what works best for Bria. We're going to treat her with all of the care that we can. They were in constant contact with us. They were invested in their patients, and I see that with Bria. She has made a miraculous recovery. She's full of life. She loves friends and going to school. She loves her siblings, her animals, especially her cats, her dolls. She loves playing with her dolls and toys every day. She's just full of life, and everyone who meets her falls in love with Bria. The IWK, they're doing amazing things to advance precision medicine, to advance research at the hospital, and to really support caring for children with rare disease. And so I think that there's a lot of hope for these children, and I attribute that success to the IWK and the amazing doctors that helped her there.